Zolak and Bertrand.
I want to happen to him what happened to you. Happen.
It was an intoxicating environment, and I got intoxicated.
Why does this keep happening?
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Hour number 2, Zolak and Bertrand. Are we watching for any OTA holdouts today? Is Kayshon Boutte a holdout?
Booty, technically, yes.
Is it?
It's either you're a holdout or you're told to stay away.
Does he want a new contract? Is that what he's looking for? I mean,
I don't think so. I think that either you're part of this or you're not. And maybe going into this, like if the A.J. Brown thing is, and that's part of the deal or the trade, like you tell him, like, hey, you just be patient here. Don't come in. I can't see that, though, because he's a hard worker. According to last year, just going off what we saw last year and how Mike talked about him. If you're AJ Boutte, if you're Kayshon Boutte, you got to be there day one. I think there's something definitely going on if he's not there today. That's the type of guy that can't miss these type of things. You talk all you want about voluntary and all this crap. None of that's voluntary when you're that type of player.
Will Christian Gonzalez be at OTAs today?
That's a big one. I think he will. I think he's playing ball right now. This is it, and this is where, Vince Wilfork did this. He'd be there for the off-season program. Mandatory minicamp, not there. That's where you start to worry about it, the contract. If he skips mandatory minicamp, that's mandatory. That's I'm doing something against the team. Yeah, that's how Vince.
I mean, OTAs to me still means something.
Of course they do. But I've been yelled at, shot it down, but because of the new league rules, remember, it's voluntary. Bull crap. You don't have guaranteed money, man, in this league. This isn't baseball. This isn't hockey. This isn't basketball. They take roll. They know where you're at. They know what you do. They know when you're in a building lifting in the offseason. And sure as hell know, how do you look at OTAs today? Let's watch the tape. Yes, it's mandatory. Of course it is, quietly.
I understand that, but I'm with you.
Remember Matt Patricia wrote that stuff and Joe Judge on the board? Or it was Joe Judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
didn't they get in trouble?
They got in trouble for that.
Well, I would just tell you that it sends a message. That's a message being sent if Gonzalez is not there today.
I'd agree with that because he's been there for everything. He's been in the schedule release video at Six Flags. He's the head guy on the roller coaster. He's on all the signage your team's pumping out. Anything to do it next year, and they were. I know the team put in their social media thing the winter uniforms. The nor'easter. It was Drake May and him.
I'm surprised that the deal's not done yet.
As am I.
When Bert threw out those numbers that he started talking about, I thought, oh, Bert knows something. Because he threw out a very specific structure number going back maybe about a month. And I thought, oh, that means the deal's done. That means we're going to get an extension soon.
Felt to me like they were talking.
Down.
And like with him around and him smiling and doing the money signs and that, like something's getting done.
You don't want the Seahawks to beat you on this. I've been saying it for, 6 months now. You don't want Witherspoon to get his deal first.
You have the option.
You will pay for that.
You have the option right
Same
now.
agent.
I was just going to say.
Front load it right now this year before the quarterback's up.
So we had the report yesterday that the Seahawks have been trying over the last couple of weeks, but that they're still not close. So I wonder if what you said a few months ago is spot on. Both these guys are looking at it going, no. You know what, Christian? You go first.
It's a perfect situation for both with the same agent. He's going to play them off each other.
If the agent is smart, he would get the deal done with Seattle first because I think that they will be the one to pay more first.
Coming off a Super Bowl, new ownership coming, all that stuff, yeah.
I think he could get a big deal with Seattle and then turn around and say, well, now you have to do better than that, New England.
Yeah, market set.
To really get New England's price up from wherever they are.
That's true because as you think about it, when you really look at it, I think people that know football talk about it, that Gonzalez is the better player. Now, he's good, but I think Gonzalez is better. So if you're the agent, it smartly helps you to do it that way. Like, get Seattle first, and then the better players should get more. So I'll go boom, boom. But I'll squeeze more blood out of that rock from Seattle to make sure the guy in New England gets more. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. But who knows? Maybe he's looking at it that he knows it's going to be capped at a certain thing here, and he's going to turn around and just do a lot better there in Seattle. But someone's got to go.
Right? Like
Someone
eventually
has to
someone
blink.
has to decide. Yes.
Yeah. At some point, I'd like the player, give me the money.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, well,
28 million, 30 million. What the hell's the difference? Give me it.
let's get this thing done, please. So you think he'll be there today because he's been around?
I do. I
and
think
because
he's
he's in
playing
the roller coaster video.
This isn't the thing you hold out. You hold out at mandatory minicamp. That's where you start making some waves.
I got a TikTok thing for you to look
What
up.
do you got?
The abandoned. Speaking of roller coasters, I saw this. and I
the
said,
abandoned
this
Six
is-
Flags stuff.
Yes,
I've been all over that.
in New Orleans.
Oh my God, yeah.
There you
It's
go.
creepy.
Of course, he's all over it. It's
creepy.
I saw it and I was like, this would be so in Zoe's wheelhouse. The abandoned roller coasters
crazy.
at Six Flags New Orleans. It was underwater after Katrina and never reopened.
And it's still standing.
I think they started tearing it
tearing
down.
it down.
Yeah, so I don't believe I don't know if it's there.
Listen to staff.
Okay, all right, yeah,
Just be a
sure.
TikTok.
Paint it, all right, with 3-jet rib Z brownie. Oh,
What?
easy, listen. 13 duo, Tim. Yeah, here it is. Woo! I got it. Please.
McVay's talking to him.
Yes, please stop. Oh my God, he's still going. Hey, he's still going. Hey, snatch this. If you get it, right? I mean, he's still going. You're 1.5 yards from an edge split in the middle. I mean, this is unbelievable what I'm getting right now. Holy boys.
This is why Stafford's a top 5 guy to me. Like that, I got it. McVay's still talking to him. He's got the play call in. It's archaic West Coast crap stuff that I could never comprehend. He's got it like it's a second language to him. Like he's got it down. And McVay's telling him, hey, make sure on the split, he's 1.5 yards for the top of the number. Like, that's how precise you got to be to know this stuff to make these type of things work. And when you got a guy that can orchestrate that and run the huddle, and he's still joking with the lineman. Like, listen to this guy, he's still going here. It relaxes people, puts people at ease. You got a guy there with his hands in his pockets, just staring up in the sky. Do I have this call or not? Nervous or talking to the ref. No, he's in a huddle, joking with the guys, getting a play call in. He keeps giving a hand to the sideline. Stop, I got it. And McVay just keeps going. And he's got to be able to just massage that, and he does such a good job at it. That's crazy. I think that's an average play call. It's crazy stuff these guys got to know. He's a top 5 guy. Then he produces. Good player. I like him.
And you saw that on TikTok.
Yes.
Okay. I love that.
I can pull up the New Orleans Six Flags one.
They're tearing it down. It's
Creepy,
torn down.
man, huh?
They tore it down, man.
You see, like the little stands. Hey, you got to be this tall to ride. Like those things are still there. What do you do with all that stuff? The loop-de-loops. I'd still one of those, toboggan things for like the log jammer going down the.
I didn't know they had
the plunge.
Why would you want that?
I'd like that for my yard. Put it in the yard.
As a decoration?
I don't
As
know,
a,
just
what are you
something.
doing
Collect
with it?
Just to collect.
Something.
Put it in the tar pit there out back?
Yeah. Maybe make my own park out back.
You could do
Charge
that.
admission.
Maybe you should think about that. I've seen some of these homemade little kid roller coasters
know, they're
that
awesome.
people have made.
Put like box on wheels and go down. Yeah. Start the kid on the roof. It's great.
A lot of people live on hillsides that
Yeah.
do them, that make them, but
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Did you ever ride one of those up in the woods? You ever go up north? Like in New Hampshire? Or,
No, I don't think I
Vermont?
have.
I did it in Pittsburgh. It's called the Alpine Slide. Comes down a ski slope. But it's on like 2 rails going down. And you're basically sitting on top of this cart where you control sort of the brakes, man. I'm like, and it's got some curves to it where you can flip the damn thing.
That feels dangerous.
Yeah.
I felt jeopardy on it when I was younger, like riding as a kid. I was like 16, 17. But I can't believe those things are legal. That's like Action Park down here in Jersey. Let's play. Hey, I don't know when it's 2 beds, but just go down it. It's fun. There's hot dogs. There's hot dogs at the end. There's a good concession stand at the end of this if you make it. Like the wave pool. Freaking wave pool. And then they get that the slide where they go down and just launch people in the air. Mm-hmm. That's not safe. Action Park's crazy, man. Boy, those people had it made. They got to enjoy that. That's a day right there. You got to keep your head on
That's
the swivel.
fun.
Yeah. You got to keep your head on the swivel. You go in there like you're going to have fun. You don't know if you're going to come out alive, though. Like, you escaped that. You made the day. You won. You won the day at Action Park.
Vrabel's press conference comes up at 11:30. What will he be asked? We'll talk more about it coming up next.
We're back with more Zolak and Bertrand on the Sports Hub.
Mike Vrabel's press conference begins in about 12 minutes in Foxborough as the Patriots get their OTAs underway. We've been talking about that press conference and what it is Mike Vrabel's going to be talking about today. I asked Zoe off the top today, what do you think the tone of that will be? And you think it'll be a return to football, a chance to maybe return things to normalcy?
Very much so. Very much so.
Following his tumultuous offseason.
This is the classic. I've already spoke on that subject. It's a private matter. Won't be speaking on it anymore. If anybody has any football questions, we can continue here because we're excited to get started on 2026 here. Yeah. Got a lot of new players. Let's get them out there in the mix, running around. It's good to see guys in helmets. All that stuff. You're going to get all that today. Football speak. If nobody shows up, that would be sort of a distraction, and that's where you get those questions. Like the Gonzalez stuff, if that happens.
I would say on the list today, receiver has got to be in there.
Yep, healthier quarterback.
Receiver and the booty situation with him being away
Correct.
needs to be asked about.
That's already been reported on.
The left tackle situation is one that I'm interested in, or just where Lomu fits, right?
Correct.
Sorry, I mean, it's your first-round pick.
Yeah.
He's now here. What do you like? What are you seeing? Where does he fit? Where does he play? That's a question.
How about the building, too? It's the first time you guys are operating. We're down here in a different spot. Like, you're working out here. You're meeting. You walk right out. You're right there off the field, right through the cafeteria and the weight room. Like, how's the setup been? How's everybody communicating, getting along with that? I bet that's going to be a lot happier place.
I'm less interested in that, quite honestly.
Oh, it sucked as a player to get up, walk, and go up the steps. Oh, Stacy's down here early. We're getting ready to go.
He's setting things up there.
We're giving him the parameters of what's going to be discussed.
Oh, I wonder what that is. Can you hear that? Just don't turn it up.
No.
Don't turn it up. I'm just wondering if there's anything of note going on there at the moment that we should be made aware of.
He is talking and looking down. So he's probably describing who's coming in, what it is.
Yeah.
We know it's Vrabel, duh.
Stacy's got a lot of nice polo shirts. You know that?
Sure does.
He's got a great collection of polos. Pat's polo shirts.
Got the perfect build for it, too.
Yeah.
Smaller guy.
Slender guy.
Stressed.
Thin, he's fit. All
Stressed.
that.
Stressed.
I wonder, is he giving directions on how we're getting out to the field
I think that's
afterwards?
what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think we're getting directions
Absolutely.
on where we go.
Here's the area you guys are going to
Everything's brand new now. Yep. We don't know how to go from A to B anymore.
Papagino's will be right over here.
Right. Well, remember,
Papagino's.
remember what you can talk about, what you can't. You can't describe reps. You can't describe personnel groupings.
Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Oh, is that what it is? It looks like
I think it's an if you want to come back in. I think that's what I just heard. So maybe that is it. Yeah.
If you had the choice of being a person that covers the team and you're having lunch, would you rather have the Papagino's hot pizza right there from Papagino's on the corner or a hot Chick-fil-A sandwich from Chick-fil-A?
Save this for tomorrow.
That's a
this or that.
That's a tease for tomorrow for our first this or that. I'm going Papagino's.
I don't know.
10
Classic
10.
hot piece of Papagino's.
Can't beat it,
cheese
man.
pizza.
Can't beat it.
We order from the one in Woonsocket. We always get large extra cheese, and it's cooked perfectly.
Oh,
like we love the regular. Little extra cheese takes it to the next level, and that will always beat the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
You get the breadsticks
with
too,
two
Papagino's? You have to.
My kid does. He gets some mozzarella sticks.
Could take down one of those boxes, no problem. Solo, phenomenal.
What boxes? The whole box of them?
The breadsticks at Papagino's, elite.
Never got those.
What are you talking
where
about?
have you been?
I don't eat that. I don't eat breadsticks. He doesn't eat them. He likes.
He would eat them.
Hey, he would eat them.
Mozzarella
They're
sticks.
so good.
Why, they garlic?
No,
It's almost
cheese and
there's cheese in it?
Phenomenal,
Shut the front door.
dude.
Probably been
You've
around
never
here
had
as long
one?
as you have.
I don't eat there. I don't.
Milliken would do damage on those things.
How much you think Milliken
talking
weighs?
about
How much you think he weighs right now?
Zero
Zero
I've
activity.
seen enough pictures of him shirtless since he left. So
I think he put on weight.
in a week's time.
He's been gone for 4 days.
See the picture he sent?
No, I
Tom
didn't.
sent to the chain?
I didn't. I wasn't paying
I
attention.
would not send that. What are you talking
You
about?
did send it.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, you did.
A picture of his boss taking a picture of him? Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yes, he did. It's getting weird over there.
No, I'm doing Papa Gino's, though, 10 times out of 10.
You think Milliken's new name is the Gimp?
As long as it's hot. It's got to be hot.
Yes.
Milliken or the pizza?
Fixated on Milliken, though.
Yeah, you need to let that go.
That guy owns real estate in your head, boy.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
Boy, he's still talking to them.
Yeah, a lot of instructions going on there.
This is good.
Oh, very curious.
They can take control of the room from day one. This is what you do, PR 101. Control the room from day one.
So you guys don't think there's going to be any questions about
here's what
Vrabel Rossini?
I don't. Well, Matt,
There's got to be one.
I'm curious to know who's in the room.
If there's a reporter there from the
football
news
crowd, none.
Right, but if Channel 7 sent Jonathan All down there, right?
That's different. They're getting their sound clip.
And they may
not
have.
Talking about
they may. I in my mind.
Are they not doing their job if they don't?
So this is indoors where they are, correct?
Yes.
I think it's
I thought we might get like the
training camp.
training camp set up for this, but this is an indoor. This is an indoor press conference.
Well, the room's
today
right there
in the new facility.
Yeah.
Get that big New Balance logo back there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab the headlines early from Tim McCone. That way we can be back in time to hear everything that Mike Vrabel has to say. Mike Vrabel coming up next.
If you need your Boston sports fix, we're here.
You see from the rear angle?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Zolak and Bertrand, the Sports Hub.
Always, and again, and when I say we, that includes Elliot, Ryan, and Stretch, the coaching staff. We want to continue to improve the roster at every opportunity that we get. And when those opportunities arise, I don't know. I know that the guys that we have here are working extremely hard. I would say that yesterday's first OTA was much better than last year's. I have to take the coaches' opinion because I didn't go back and watch last year's first day. But I felt like yesterday was really positive. It's good to see Romeo out there. It was good to see some of the new faces, some of the young guys. It was good to see, Kyle Williams get some opportunities and Chiz. And, so again, we're going to look to strengthen the roster wherever we can. But it was also a great day to see guys that maybe didn't get as many opportunities last year, especially Romeo, who wasn't on our team.
Mike, last time we talked to you, you apologized for the distraction.
Sure.
And you talked about the team being one of the things you were apologizing to. How do you feel like you've been able to mitigate, if not completely erase that distraction?
Well, I mean, again, with that, we all have to deal with things, outside of here. And my focus and obviously the excitement that I have for coaching is what is most important right now. And this is a great opportunity, the spring. We don't have to worry about opponents. We don't have to worry about, our schedule is pretty much the same. The players just has a routine, and each and every day in the spring is similar. But it's just about teaching. It's about teaching these guys the scheme. We talked about having some enhancements offensively and defensively and special teams of stuff that we did well, but that we'll have to, either dress up or modify slightly. So that's what the spring's time is about. And that's really all we know, is being able to coach these guys and to teach them, help them do their job. This is the time in the spring where they can focus on, not only conditioning, but, all the details that are going to help them. So that's really all I know. And that's really all I want to be able to do.
Mike, is everybody here for this?
Yeah, I think that's always an important question, and I know you guys probably brought your binoculars. I'll try to save you the binoculars, and I'll give you a heads up on who won't be here today. But the spring, you guys know, is voluntary. There's a small mini camp that is mandatory. And again, I'm familiar with that, just my time as a player and what that is. We would love to have everybody here. But that's not the reality. That's not the reality in the NFL. So, there won't be 100% participation or attendance at practice. So, Carlton, David, and let me just say this: like the guys that aren't here, we communicate, or guys that aren't at practice. Everybody's got a different practice plan. We've talked about that, but the communication has been great. For whatever reason, that guys aren't at practice, but Carlton, CD, Booty, Hollins, Gonzo, Gabe, and then I would say you may not, Landry won't be at practice, Kyle Dixon, and that's pretty much the guys that won't be at practice. And with that practice, go ahead, Mike. No. Nicole, did you have a question?
I was just going to follow up.
Go ahead, follow up.
Because you mentioned Gonzo, and it's just interesting on Gonzo because he's eligible for an extension for the first time. How much of his spring participation has been maybe impacted by that dynamic of the contract?
I don't know what that, again, those are personal choices for players. I would say that I value the communication that I've had personally. I know that our defensive coaches that have had conversations with Christian, again, I wish that they were all here so that we can coach them. But the ones that are here, that's where our focus will be, and we'll pour everything that we have into those players. But I know that his professionalism and being ready to go, or whatever personal choice that these some guys have during the spring, I'm confident that they'll all be ready.
With Kayshawn,
Go ahead.
When we spoke to you last, you were talking about the balance of family and football. Just how would you describe how that process has been going?
Oh, really good. I think that's again, I appreciate my family is great. I love Jen. I love the boys. I love, my personal friends. And then, this spring is focused on really the coaching staff, the players, more importantly than the coaching staff. But I just, seeing the coaches in the second year, how smooth the conversations are, hey, we love this play, how do we make it better? And then these guys, they go out and they find ways to make it better, and then we have conversations, and then we decide on a few things that we're going to try to enhance the things that we did last year. The unique thing about the players is there's 44 new players to our spring football. And the spring football, what you'll see today is not necessarily what you guys will see at training camp. We have certain rules. We have specific rules. They don't have pads on. They just have a helmet. So again, we call it a passing camp. You're going to see D linemen that are going to maybe rush, and you're going to be like, well, he's stopped. Well, that's because we've asked him to stop. We've asked him to get off, make a move, and then just kind of wait until the ball's thrown, and hopefully they run out of the stack. But the offensive linemen have to take a set. They have to punch. They have to stay inside out. But then also, we're not trying to take a guy over into the quarterback, obviously, ever, or into another lineman. The DBs can't really, they have to avoid contact. We're in maybe training camp that, those bang-bang plays, they can have contact. So we're trying to teach, the rookies those spring NFL rules, but then also those new players that came from other teams, how we practice in the spring and the efficiency in which we move from drill to drill. So, there'll even be a jog through. We put the runs in at the end of practice that we're trying to install, and you'll be like, why do they look like they're going slow motion? That's because it's a jog through. I don't want to run the football without pads on. I don't think that's very productive. And the other thing is I try to explain to them is that we're going to need to have different tempos of practice throughout the season. We play on Thursdays. Not going to be much practice from a Sunday to a Thursday. We have 2 Thursday games. And so as the season wears on, we're going to need different tempos, and this is part of that process.
Mike, you lead the room daily. How have you felt the players have responded to your...
Well, not every day, Mike. Some of your sources probably aren't as good. I don't have a team meeting every single day in the spring.
Almost every day? Close to?
Sometimes.
Regardless.
Most of the time.
You're in front of the room. How have you felt like the players have responded to your leadership, because it was such a critical point last year?
I don't want to speak for the players. All I can do, I feel great. I feel like I'm trying to give them the information that are going to help them do their job. I've talked about this as far as the importance of the balance between their own success, which leads to great things for them and the people that they care about, but then also trying to manage that with the team. And that's a fine balance of the dynamic that we wage in this business of professional sports. And I try to do that each day. At a team meeting today, we watched the practice clips, we watched the ones that I felt like were good, even the positive ones, and then the ones that we need to focus on. And those weren't even mistakes. Some of them were, a guy, 1 or 2 extra steps into the middle of the pocket or to the rush, or just little things on how we want to practice, and the receivers turning and trying to get a block, which was so critical to a lot of our X plays last year, was just something simple as a guy, Pop Douglas or Austin Hooper turning and getting a block in Buffalo in a critical game on Sunday night that let Diggs go all the way to the 5-yard line. Or Kyle Williams blocking for Ramondre after a check down where we're backed up in the end zone against the Chargers that went for 50 yards and really, kind of swung the game in our favor from being backed up. So all those little plays that I can show them from the season, those all start in the spring. We can't just say, hey, it's September, let's start trying to practice our identity.
Are there any other do you anticipate having to miss football activities again for the rest of the spring? Like that?
I mean, I can only tell you I'm going to be there today, Ben. I can't tell you anything other than I'm going to be out there today in full force. And I mean that because, who knows what's going to come up. I'm not even, anything could happen. And so I'm going to focus on today. But in the excitement that we've had and that we've built so far, and the conditioning that we've tried to incorporate into our practices, and the weightlifting and all the things that are critical.
I'm curious with Williams, he emphasized that he put on some weight this offseason and that this year 1 to year 2 jump is going to be, in his words, like a very big deal. What have you seen from him in this offseason?
Well, we've tried to, we always try to give players the things that they've done well and the things that they can try to enhance in the areas of focus. And, Kyle's strength and his ability to manage as a speed player has improved, and he's really talking to the strength coaches as he's embraced that idea of lifting and how critical that is for all players, but especially a younger one as a receiver. And you saw him really have some great flashes last year. And then the other thing that's really critical with receivers is once they can know more than one position, it really opens up their opportunities and what they can do, as opposed to just being a one-position player. Kyle's now, you'll see him at different places today.
Mike, we have not talked to you since before the draft, so I'm going to try to narrow this down. Your thoughts on day 3 when you weren't there, whether you regret that, not being there, and Elliott said you were not in contact, but also what's the plan for, and your thoughts on Caleb Lomu and Gabe Atkins?
No, again, they moved around. They made some trades. And again, this draft was pretty unique. I don't know, if it's really been talked about, but they're just the volume of players in the draft wasn't what it normally is. And we saw a lot of players that went back, to school that probably could have come out. I would imagine that it's the NIL and their ability to go back and play for being compensated in college. So the numbers were down. And so the number of, players in that pool was down. So I just felt like that was interesting. We moved around, excited about the players that we got, studied most of them. They knew my affinity for some of the players that we took. And then admittedly, I don't know if I'm going to know the 300th player in every draft. So I was excited. We had Barron here on a visit. We had Karan here on a visit. Studied, Demetrius, who just had a son, Crownover. Studied him just because of Texas A&M had so many draft-worthy players. So very familiar with most of those guys. And then Caleb. Really learning the pro game, learning our system, and some of the things that you see in college is not that they can't do it, it's just that they're not being coached to do it. And there's a lot of different ways to coach football and what you believe. And, so some of the techniques are different, and I think he's really embraced those. It's been an unbelievably coachable player. Right? It's just, he's young. Right, he's young, he's big, he's athletic, and he's willing to learn. He's excited about learning, and so where he plays, we want to end up with the 5 best linemen, I think he's going to have the ability to play both sides. I can report that he'll be on the right today. I might get some snaps on the left. But you guys know how this goes. We played 10 linemen last year. We're going to have 5 good ones that can protect Drake, as well as a swing tackle. We're going to have somebody that goes inside, and then we're going to have somebody that pulls it as the backup center. So that's a long-winded answer about where Caleb's at, but I'm excited about where he's at, where he's going to eventually be. I don't think I can answer that right now.
Mike, what's your communication like with Kayshon Boutte, and what are your expectations for him heading into this offseason?
Well, really the offseason, I think, is over. We're on to really just the preseason. That's what we have to look at it as. Again, I have a great amount of respect for Kayshon, and watching him mature and grow through the entire time that we spent together. That's a credit to Kayshon. That's a credit to Todd Downing. And just the communication is, hey, how you doing? One, you working hard? He's yeah, I like where I'm working out at. Okay. We'll be here ready to coach you, when you're here. So that's been very positive. And, I would imagine that he would pick up where he left off and grow on the season that he had last year.
Two final questions. You mentioned that Christian Gonzalez isn't going to be practicing today. Is he with the team right now?
Again, not going to get into specifics about everybody's whereabouts. I love the communication that I've had with everybody. Again, whenever he's out on the practice field, we'll be able to coach him. You guys will be able to see him, and you guys will be able to report on him.
Mike, Khyiris Tonga was such an important piece of your defensive front last year. It seemed like there weren't any veterans added to replace him. Is that a spot where you'd like to see a Corey Durden or a young player step up, or would you maybe
I think Corey already has, or Corey already did. I think he proved that. And again, nobody was happier for Tonga than me personally, and what he was able to do for us. And that's the beauty of the national, of professional sports. He came here, we wanted him back, got a better offer, and that's what he had to do, and that's what he should have done. And so I'm going to support him and his family. But we're also excited. Leonard Taylor worked with us. Eric Gregory worked with us. These guys are proving and that they want to be there. Josh Farmer back healthy. But Corey, I think probably coming out of last year would be that on paper. Again, there'll be a competition in training camp, but I think that's a good group. The lines of scrimmage are critical to, the question about Caleb and our offensive line, but we talk about our defensive linemen, our offensive linemen. They have to be our identity soldiers and the warriors that carry the message and the way that they play. When big dudes run and hit people, you can make an impact on the game. So you saw a lot of those guys that came out of the stack that made plays. Corey was one of them, Milt, on and on and on. So that's what they're going to be practicing today, and hopefully you guys see that, and hopefully they're just not running into anybody when they come out of the stack. So,
Mike, thoughts on the schedule, specifically the challenge of the Seattle opener?
Well, playing in Seattle, playing the Seahawks, and defending Super Bowl champions, that would be a tough game, win and wherever we played it. But I think we'll eventually be ready for the challenge. We're clearly not ready for it yet. I don't think anybody is, but that's what we'll build to. We'll have to, so many different times handle the environment, and that'll test us early. So that'll be something that we'll focus on through training camp. Excited about the rest of the schedule, but just we'll have to play in the heat. We'll have to play in Munich. We'll have to play on Thursday night with a short turnaround. We'll have long breaks. So there'll have to be some creativity on. Going 13 days between games is somewhat unique. We have that a couple times maybe. We have short turnarounds. We have long breaks. It'll be all of our jobs to make sure that the players are ready when and where we play. Thank you.
Mike Vrabel, Patriots head coach, holding a press conference about 19 minutes long, speaking in Foxborough, facing a number of questions about the draft, about his team and who will be available. And as I asked the question last hour, will Gonzalez be there today? We got our answer. He is not. I think that's a message being sent by Christian Gonzalez. And he was asked in a follow-up, Mike Vrabel, that is, by Phil Perry. We know you said that Christian Gonzalez won't practice today. Is he with the team? And Mike Vrabel declined to answer that question. So
I think he's around. Like I don't know that, but I would guess he's like doing the regular workouts. He's just not doing the team stuff. Remember last year, it's when he tweaked whatever, the hammy, the quad, and that thing just lingered for weeks. So he's going to be careful on this one. But Gonzo watch has started.
All right, let's talk more about what it is that Mike Vrabel said. He had a lot to say in this press conference.
Sure did.
Including a very interesting exchange with Mike Giardi. We'll get to all that coming up. Stay tuned.
Zoe and Beetle are back with more.
Howard Classic, New England.
Yep.
On the Sports Hub.
There won't be 100% participation or attendance at practice. So Carlton, David, and let me just say this: like the guys that aren't here, we communicate, or guys that aren't at practice. Everybody's got a different practice plan. We've talked about that, but the communication has been great. For whatever reason, that guys aren't at practice, but Carlton, CD, Booty, Hollins, Gonzo, Gabe, and then I would say you may not, Landry won't be at practice, Kyle Dixon, and that's pretty much the guys that won't be at practice.
Christian Gonzalez, we were asking the question earlier, would Gonzalez be there? Zoe seemed to think he would be there, that he's been around, that there was no reason to believe he would not be there. We talked about his contract extension. He's eligible for it now. He does not have that. We have no indication that they're close at this point in time. And now he's not at OTAs. What are we supposed to make of that, especially when Mike Vrabel refused to answer the question as to whether or not he's with the team currently? That tells me he isn't. That tells me he's not there. I mean, if he's there, don't you just say, yeah, he's around? I mean, there's no reason to sort of dodge that one. So, Gonzalez not there. Vrabel not answering the second part of that in the follow-up. What does this mean? What kind of message is he sending? Is it simply, I'm not going to go out there and do anything I don't have to do because I'm at risk? Is it, I'm not coming, this is voluntary, and I'm not doing anything that's voluntary when I don't have my new contract? The last sort of public statement we have from Christian Gonzalez was him at a Celtics game making the money sign with his hands.
That's right.
It's clock's ticking, your move.
Yeah, I think it's like, hey, we've had talks. I'm healthy. Remember what happened a year ago? It took me a while to get back. I don't want that to happen again. I want to protect myself. I thought he'd been there. I thought he'd play ball. But remember, Carlton Davis isn't there. He wasn't there a year ago. He was riding jet skis, remember?
Jet skis, yep.
Certain guys attack the offseason differently now. This isn't 1997 anymore. Mike said he understands it. He was clear on that. I think he knew he had to give the names, and that's why he said, remember, this is voluntary. But we'd love to have everybody here. It's tough to run your defense and team stuff when your two starting corners aren't there. You get great reps for everybody else, but ideally, man, you want your ones to go home ones. So I think it becomes an issue if he's not there for minicamp. That's mandatory. Now you're picking to stay away from the team. He's technically not doing anything wrong.
He was there a year ago. Day one of OTAs that was open to the public last year. He had a great day, picked off Drake May 2 times and made headlines for the performance that he had in an OTA.
Remember that.
That's a year ago. Now a year later, he's not there.
But he's around.
So he's not a riding the jet skis guy.
No. He's a workout guy, and he's been seen around here, so he's been at things.
Is he going to hold out? Is he going to get to training camp and do the thing, the modern version of the holdout? Which
Hold
is,
in.
I'm here, but I'm not practicing.
Is he going to do the Juno walk around? You mean walk around the team thing?
They're too buttoned up for that to happen. That was such an extreme thing.
Mike would never let that happen,
No.
first of all,
No.
for that to be visible. This will be kept between he and the player. But yeah, I think you could have a holdout coming. Sure. That's how you get your money.
Well, Devin Witherspoon couldn't come to a contract extension with the Seahawks. Is this his chance to say, all right, I want to set the market?
Who? Witherspoon?
No,
or
Gonzalez.
How does that, doesn't he want to set the market anyway? Isn't that obvious? I don't think you need to send that message. The message is, I want the damn deal. Do the deal. Why are we not closer to a deal? You're picking up the 5th-year option. If you're happy to let me play on this thing, I'm not. You might be happy letting me play on the contract. I'm not waiting. There are other players from my draft class that have received contracts. I want one. I want mine. That's what this message is. Of course he wants to set the market. That doesn't need to be sent or even considered. Any contract he signs, he wants to set the market, whether it's before or after Witherspoon. If he lets Witherspoon go first, the number's going to go up.
Yeah, he's taking his time. He sent a message, but he's taking his time. Hey, they might have been having an offer. They may have had an offer already. He just didn't accept it. You don't know that.
He says after he looks at his phone.
It's interesting, right?
Don't know that.
So what if they made an offer? They may have offered him $12.
Yeah.
I don't care. The deal's not done. He's not happy. Just because you made an offer is meaningless.
You have the locker closest to the exit to get to the field. It's a shorter walk.
They made Tom Brady an offer before he went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, 1 for 13.
Yeah, okay. So
that worked out well.
Did that matter that they had made an offer? No. If it's not a meaningful offer, if it's not in the right range, then it doesn't matter.
He wouldn't have been happy here, though, Beetle.
That's true.
It was good for Tom.
It was great for Tom.
No, for sure.
It was good for Tom for me to insult him like that.
Good for all parties. Good for the Pats.
Yeah, it was just things were just kind of winding down. It was over.
Yeah.
Got my last shot in there.
It's just kind of over. You know? They were done. They were just done.
But was the team not going to be any good? Coach them up.
I don't know, Coach. Now you know how maybe Bill felt about teams at the end when he was here. All right, I'm not going to get distracted by that. But this is now looking like it could be headed for the hold-in. The holdout/hold-in this summer. And this could be on a path to being a bigger story than it currently is.
He was creative enough to
Gonzalez
not start with
unhappy.
Gonzo there, though. Yeah, he kind of buried him in the middle of the names. You know, kind of read through them quickly. Moody, Gonzalez, and just keep moving on to the next ones. Yeah, Gonzalez stood out on there.
A couple of things that are going to make headlines after this. Mike Vrabel making sure to say that he loves his family.
Yep.
That was in the press conference.
Ken did the boys.
That'll be on, I'm sure,
I'm surprised we had a couple of those.
They
had more than a couple.
The
There were 3 or 4.
websites, the TMZs and Daily Mails and all of that.
Again, I appreciate my family is great. I love Jen. I love the boys. I love, my personal friends. And then, this spring is focused on really the coaching staff.
But there were no questions that would have made him feel uncomfortable.
No.
If the Tony Farmers of the world were looking
Tony
for that.
lives for another day.
So Tony, he did not get put in
No hotel receipts.
There were no questions that would have put him in an uncomfortable position. That did not come up.
Yep.
Nothing about who paid for the hotel room.
What if it was comp?
And it appeared to be all football people that were in the room.
Yeah, it looked like that. Got Capella's picture right there in the middle.
Should ask him what's for lunch.
I think he already ate.
Oh, that's okay. We can still find out what the lunch is.
Yeah.
Let's grab headlines. We'll come right back in 90 seconds. More on Vrabel.